Hello, hello. Welcome to My Dilemma Is. For those of that have never been on one of my live videos before, my name is Alyssa Harrington, and I'm the creator of My Dilemma Is. And today we are going to be discussing something very traumatic. Are you ready? How to get over post-vacation blues. Right. So that is what we will be discussing today. It's, one of those things that we all go through when we have a super awesome vacation. And then we come back to reality. And, what can you do? So I'm just really quickly sharing my live. I am going to just share on my page. Come check in and see. Hello. Come check in and say hello. Talking all things getting over post vacation blues. Feeling a little blue, y'all. I shed a for real tear when we came back from our vacation. Hang on, you can't see my little, hi Missy, look what shirt I'm wearing. I felt it was appropriate, given that we did not get to wear it on our trip. So I'm like, you know what? I'm going to wear it tonight in celebration of our Ireland trip. So, I'm just posting really quickly. Post. Okay, so Missy, you were on the trip, so you already know all of the wonderful things that we already did, but I'm going to go ahead, I slept in mine last night, I'm going to go ahead and go over the highlights of the trip, and then also kind of bring it back in with My Dilemma Is getting over post-vacation blues, and how you can get over those post-vacation views, and how I've been doing it today and yesterday. So first and foremost, obviously, I've already said it a million times, and I've already talked about it a million times, but the trip was wonderful. Ireland is a country that is just so beautiful that when you're seeing it with your own eyes, it doesn't seem real, if that makes sense. It's just so gorgeous, and I just felt extremely grateful and extremely fortunate that I, in my lifetime, was able to go and experience traveling through Ireland. Like I said in my post on my personal page, a huge thank you to my cousin Missy, Melissa Evans Simmons, and her husband Jamie Simmons. They pretty much planned the entire trip from landing, hotel. I mean, we kind of went through hotels together, but they picked them out and gave us choices, us meaning me and my sister and our husbands. So they planned the hotels, down to the food, down to the sights that we saw, and I cannot say it enough. If I would have planned that trip by myself with my husband David and I, there's no way that I would have gotten the same experience that we did when we were there. It was just so wonderful, and down to, you can't obviously know unless you're there, obviously, and I'm not on here to kind of just brag about the trip. I want to encourage people, because David and I, we work really hard. We have decent jobs. Are we rich? Not a chance. Are we, high class? Not at all. So we had to really save, and we had to really, if you want it that bad, which we really, really did, you had to do anything it takes to get there, and that's kind of what we had to do in order to make it happen. Penny, it was beautiful. It was so gorgeous. I just can't even explain it. You have to see it with your own eyes. So being able to share something that's special with David, not only David, but also my family, my cousins, my sister, my brother-in-law, it was, and I keep catching myself saying, and it's driving me nuts. So I'm going to be very vigilant of of what I say and quit saying It's driving me nuts. Okay. All right, so being able to share that experience with my family was certainly something that not a lot of people get to do, and I'm just very lucky and very fortunate, and I would love to begin making this a yearly or bi-yearly thing. I almost did it again. I keep catching myself. All right, so with that being said, we landed, we landed in Ireland on Friday, the 11th, and we immediately checked into our hotel to get some rest. Now everybody's going to be watching me when I say it. So give me a like for every time I say or get ready to say and I say This is going to be amusing. So we immediately went to our hotel. We fell asleep at, I believe we fell asleep at like 7:30, and we were like, okay, we're going to wake up at 11. Thanks, Stephanie. I tried really hard. So we wanted to wake up at 11. Well, 3 o'clock in the afternoon, I finally wake up. Our room is pitch black, and I freak out because I wanted to get some sights in that day in Dublin before we left the next day to go to our next destination. Well, I look at David, and because he was in charge of setting the alarm to make sure that we got up so we can go out and start, wandering around. We needed to get toiletries for the trip. We needed to kind of map out where we were. We wanted to see a few things. Well, that didn't happen. We ran to the nearest little convenience store, which is everywhere, by the way, Dunnes stores. Hi, Ginger. In Dublin, we got our toiletries. Guess what? We run into our next snag, which is in Europe, they do not believe in shopping bags, which I was not aware of. So David and I are walking down the street with our toiletries in our arms, and we get in the hotel into the elevator, and another person joined us in the elevator, which they're very small, by the way, and she was actually like facing us instead of facing the door, which was really strange, but she was just like eyeing us up and down, basically like, why are you holding all of your toiletries in your arms? And I'm like, we don't have shopping bags. And she said, yep, welcome to Europe. And we just like kind of laughed. We're like, oh God. So just keep that in mind if you ever go over the pond and want to buy toiletries or groceries or snacks or something. They do not believe in plastic shopping bags. Not even paper ones, actually. So we get back to the hotel. By that time, it's almost dinner time. Missy and Jamie flew in and landed at around noon. They went out and immediately, they freshened up and ran out and just immediately started sightseeing, which is what I wanted to do, but we didn't because we overslept. So we're all worried that David and I are not going to sleep that night, and we are not going to get on the same time zone the next day. Well, it's a good thing that David and I are naturally very sleepy people. Because that night we actually did go to bed at like midnight. And we slept until 6 o'clock the next morning. So we were A-okay, good to go. We were very well rested. We all joked because we flew Aer Lingus to Ireland, and it's not the best airline. We laughed because I was parched. When I talk about parched, I'm talking about my tongue was sticking to the roof of my mouth, dying of thirst, because they literally give you a cup of water this big every 3 hours, I guess, to keep everybody from using the restrooms. And I asked the flight attendant, and because you can buy spirits, you could buy wine, you could buy beer in full cans and bottles. So I looked at the flight attendant and I said, may I please buy a bottle of water? You would have thought that I asked if she could solve world hunger. She was almost appalled that I even asked, and said no. I said, okay, can I please have just like a cup of water then? And she gave me a cup of water. But even then, David had to get up at one point because he was tired of hearing me talk about how thirsty I was. And he went to the back and he got me a cup of water, but that was it. So we joked the rest of the trip, like, every glass in Ireland was like so small. And when we landed and got to our hotel, David and I went downstairs for breakfast and asked, just so that we could drink water or juice or anything liquid at that point. We were both like, just, oh my God. So that was fun. And Aer Lingus, your knees are in your chest. We flew just regular, I guess, economy. On the way there, I upgraded ×2 on the way back for just an inch or two of extra leg room, because 8 hours in the same position, your tailbone, your back, your limbs are going numb. It's like, oh my gosh. People were getting up and pacing the aisles just so that their feet wouldn't fall asleep. It was an experience. If I ever get the chance to travel to Europe again, I will be flying American or any other freaking airline in the world. I'm sorry, Aer Lingus, not a fan. The stewardess on the way back, when everybody was, boarding the plane, they didn't wait for everybody to finish boarding before they started letting people move around the cabin and find different seats. And then people were still coming on, finding that new people are in their seats, and it just caused this huge mess. And the stewardesses that were allowing and asking people to move were getting nasty and rolling their eyes at the people that they had moved when they had to move them back. Obviously, if I was one of those people, I would get a little upset and I'd be like, dude, you asked me to move and now I have to move back. And they were getting they just were not friendly at all. Hang on, let me take a drink of water. Aside from the flight, everything else was perfect except for the service at restaurants in Ireland. It's a common theme. They do not, in America, when you're sitting down to eat dinner, your waitress is, good service is hovering, almost. They're at your table every 5 minutes. Everything okay? Do you need some more top off on your refreshments? Do you need this? Do you need that? In Ireland, that's not the case. In Europe, I think it's not the case. I think Missy said that in Italy, it was kind of the same experience. You could be having a 2-hour lunch with minimal supervision from a waiter. So you have to ask for your check after, I'm expecting them to just bring it so that they can free up a table. And the van of doom. Yeah, the van of doom. So my cousin, well, before I get into that. So in the restaurants, they don't hover. They give you your space, let you have your conversations, give you time. They're not trying to rush you out. So you kind of have to say, okay, I'm ready for my check. I'm ready to go. So van of doom, we got this Volkswagen Caddy, which is exactly what it's called. And it's a van. It's a six-seater van, which was perfect for us, the perfect size van. However, the suspension in the back, poor David and my brother-in-law were sitting all the way in the back, and they were bouncing the entire time because, the twists and turns of the back roads in Ireland are so unpredictable, and the roads, when people say, oh, the roads are really narrow, you really do not understand. The roads are so narrow that you have to pull off somewhere if another car is coming towards you and you guys are basically missing each other by maybe an inch. And of course the Irish are used to it, so they just keep on going. And you can obviously spot an American driving in Ireland because they stop. They stop in the middle of the road, wait for the other car to pass. But Jamie drove the entire trip, and it was hours of driving. We drove in a complete circle around the entire island, and it's more like a sidewalk. It really is more like a sidewalk or a biker's path, it felt like. And when you're driving on the left side of the road, I ended up sitting on the left side of the van behind the passenger, which in America would be the driver. And it's like you get so close to these walls, like we ended up just like facing this way, like so we didn't have to see how close we were getting to the walls and the bushes and the trees and the sheep. Speaking of sheep, we actually did see a few sheep in the road or on the side of the road very close to the van. It was wonderful. It was kind of like a goal that we all wanted to be stopped by a sheep in the middle of the road, and it did happen, and we were very happy about it. I actually got myself squealing on the GoPro a couple of times because Missy would catch it first, and she would say, "Alyssa, we got a visitor," and I'd like freak out, and we would get so close to the sheep. And we'd all like grab our cameras and the GoPros and the video cameras and stuff, and we're like trying to get it without hitting the sheep, of course. I think if I could summarize my favorite part or my favorite place that we visited, I think we were pretty much all in agreement that Dingle Peninsula was the most beautiful of the places that we went. I mean, everything was beautiful, but that was the most, you know, the scenery, sorry, a piece of fudge just flew in my face. The scenery was just outstanding. Like, you just can't describe it. You can't describe the beauty. You can't describe, like, that you're actually witnessing or looking at something with your very own eyes. In America, everything is just so industrialized. There's just so many residences, businesses. There's just, in Ireland, it's just all open, grassy space with trees and countless waterfalls and, you know, just pretty much sheep and cows everywhere. I will be honest. Those are the two main, you know, factors of wildlife, if you want to. We did go into a park in Connemara National Park to look at some castles and an abbey, and or it was a Gothic cathedral. And was that? I think that was it. And that you would see like little signs everywhere that said, oh, there's sea otters here, or these type of birds, or, you know, this and that. And you're like, I don't think so. Of course, I don't know when you would spot them or what their famous season is in that particular area. So all in all, obviously, wonderful trip. We all had such a great time. Brittany is now in Amsterdam, and they will be coming back Wednesday from their trip there. I think they're also going to Portugal before they come back. So they are still on their little trip gallivanting, which is awesome. So we'll get into our next little part of this video, and that is how to get over post-wonderful vacation blues. David and I looked at each other several times on our way back, and it was, oh my gosh, like, do we have to leave? Do we have to go back to reality? Do we have to go back to work? Like, it's just, can't we just move here? Can't we just, like, buy a farm? The joke was that we were going to move to Dingle, and David was going to become a berry farmer. Haha. And it's kind of funny, but I kind of want it to happen, just for the joke of it, and because I want to live there. But it also became a joke, like every city that we went to, I would, you know, pick out a house that I wanted, or I could live here. I think it'd be okay. I could definitely live here. So who knows, if David and I make it big one day, maybe we can buy a retirement home in Ireland and live out our days just berry farming. Wouldn't that be something? So how to get over post-vacation blues. There are a few things that I'm doing. I gave myself extra time, and if you are able to do so, you should. Getting back from vacation, especially overseas or over, you know, across the Atlantic or different time zones, whatever, you're obviously going to be a little jet lag. You're going to be exhausted from all of the traveling. If you have a very active trip, you want to kind of rest and recoup before heading back into your regular day-to-day activities. So I gave myself extra time, not only for me, but for my pepperdoodle, Maisie. So she was at daycare while we were on our vacation, and, you know, that's a long time for her to be anywhere without us. So I just, you know, especially with her anxiety, I kind of want to give her time to be out and, you know, just get used to being back home, get used to her routine again. And also for me, I wanted time to unpack, to get my schoolwork done, you know, do laundry, just tidy up. And today what I focused on was reorganizing my kitchen so that it made a little more sense. So I spent like 3 hours just reorganizing my spice cabinet and my Lazy Susan cabinet and my baking tools and under my sink, and just giving myself something productive to do, so that I just feel better about being back home, being back in my house, because it can be difficult. I will say that I did have quite a bit of homework to catch up on. So last night was a late night for me. I basically ended up, I think I worked 6 hours on all the schoolwork I needed to do. I had a paper I had to do, so I really needed to get that done. One point that I did make to David today was that I pretty much was cut off from work the entire trip, except for a few times I did just try to get some of my junk email out of the way so that I had a strict to-do list when I came back to work. But today and tomorrow, yes, I did take tomorrow too, I'm not responding or looking or anything because I really just need to get out of that headspace. I made a mistake of looking at my email on Saturday on my way, while we were in the Uber on the way home. Saw an email that didn't really make me happy, and immediately I was just like, really, this is, you know, so I just need to just get out of it. And so that's what I'm doing. Not looking, not touching. I just want to focus on the things that I want to do before I have to go back to work. So if you have the extra time, take the extra time and kind of just ease yourself back into the daily routine, because you don't want to do too much. I am also working on a project that I just started working on today, obviously, which is a lot of people, including Taylor Marie, and my sister and a few other people have like a coffee bar set up. A lot of people actually do this. And I've always wanted one. I just didn't know what I wanted it to look like. Didn't know what I wanted it to be. So I worked on that today. And everything that I need will be here and be picked up tomorrow. So I can start putting that together. It's just like a little something to do, to create, to make that would make me happy. So, hey Taylor, hey Boo. So that's something that I wanted to do. Now, with that being said, summing up the trip, you know, I thought Irish food, or food, I can totally help you if you want. Taylor, I'll send you a few things that I have that I actually like bought, and I will, if you have any ideas, I'd love to hear it. I definitely would, because yours is adorable. So I will send you what I got. I know your coffee bar is so cute. So, again, I keep saying, it's driving me nuts. So today, I also wanted to point out that I am diffusing some fall scents into the room. You can obviously see right here. It's my thieves. I'm obsessed. Kind of making it a little peaceful in here, just comfortable in the bedroom and in my space. So yeah, thanks, you're welcome. We did a lot of shopping when we were on Grafton Street in Dublin. I got my Tiffany's earrings and my necklace. My necklace is not on, because I was in the shower. But we went to Urban Decay, which was having like a super killer sale, and I got a bunch of different like palettes. I know this may be an old one, but it was like 50% off. I think this was like $10. I don't know how much it retailed for here in the US when it was new. But that's what I'm wearing tonight. I used this, and this. So these shades are called Lucy, 12, 12, and 8. And yes, I'm wearing my Daisy Duck lashes tonight. in the spirit. I wanted to try out the palette because I wanted to see how cute it was and what I could create with it, and I'm very happy with what it came out to be. Did kind of a brown nudie lip, and yeah, I think it was a cute look tonight. So I also got this, it's called Optical Illusion Complexion Primer. So this is Urban Decay as well. I've used this a couple of times actually, and it is awesome. I feel like it really does like just let the makeup sit on top, and it doesn't sink into the pores as much, and I don't get cake face like I normally would. So I probably would keep buying this and using this because I really like it. I don't get as oily either. I also got a few things to try. This is called One and Done. Sorry. So this is like a touch-up. And it's like a blur on the run. So it's like a creamy, it's a creamy little guy here that I think you just like rub and kind of like pat in the areas that kind of need touch-up. So I'm going to put it in my purse, and if I feel like I need a touch-up, I'm going to try it. It's a really cute packaging on the top. So I'm going to try this out for a little bit and see how I like it and let you guys know. It is kind of oily, I will say that. So I'm not sure exactly how it will work, but we'll give it a go. I also, I got a new bronzer. And I also got a new setting powder. So this is called D-Slick. It's a mattifying powder. And it's a pressed powder. It's not a loose powder. So, and it came with this little blotting sponge. And it's white. And you kind of just, you know, dab it wherever you need it. And I think I'll actually put this in my purse for when I get when I kind of need a little touch-up, because I think that that would be nice to have on the run. So I'll go ahead and put these in my purse and use those for the next few weeks, and see how I like it. And all of these items were on sale, and we also, they're tax and duty free, so we got money back on them, along with our Tiffany's, my necklace, and my mom's necklace, and my earrings. So yeah, it was a really cool little shopping experience. We went into the store called Brown Thomas, I think it's called. And in Brown Thomas, and it's basically every single high-end designer minus a few really, really high-end designers. So it's more like your Fendi, your Prada, Michael Kors, Kate Spade, Gucci, Tiffany's, obviously. They have on the second floor, they have like Jimmy Choo and Louboutin and a bunch of really cool stores that I probably never would have dreamed of walking into. The only reason why I walked into Tiffany's is because Missy did, and I followed her in there. And then all of a sudden I was like, ooh, I kind of want some of this stuff. I did get a sample of the new perfume that Tiffany's came out with, and it's actually not extremely high priced. It's $100, and it smells so good. So I already ordered that. So that'll be here in a few days. So I'm trying not to become Tiffany's obsessed, because truly there's a lot of stuff that I just can't afford. Like they had rings in there that were $17,000. $17,000 just on display, like, hey, here you go. And my eyes and David's eyes were like this big. And I also asked the lady behind the counter how much one of their they call the line paper flowers, and how much a necklace was, and she like breezed through the price. It was like $4,900. And she just said it very casually, and I said, okay. And I walked to the other side of the counter and looked at things that were a little more my price. And honestly, these were like $150. The necklace was like $160. I think total I paid $350 for both. So it wasn't bad. But yeah, so not looking forward. Well, I can't say I'm not looking forward. I'm trying to be very positive. So work will be fun when I go back on Wednesday. Thankfully, I only have a 3-day weekend, or a 3-day work week. Sorry. I wish I had a 3-day weekend. And then it'll be kind of a chill weekend next weekend, and then the weekend after that will be going to the beach and participating in a Halloween party. So that'll be really fun. When I get back to work, we're doing an appreciation week for our technical staff. So that will be really fun, really nice. We're doing a bowling event on Friday, so that'll be really fun too. So we have a lot of good things happening this week, and I am excited, and I do miss my people. So it'll be just fine. I think it's just the worst part is just ripping the Band-Aid off and actually going back. David goes back tomorrow. Thank God I have an extra day. Maisie is asleep on her bed. I think we're all just finishing up the last few things that need to be done at home and then getting ready for the week. What are y'all up to? Thank you, Taylor. I just saw that you said it was pretty. Thank you. Anything fun? Anything special? Did I miss anything? I don't think I did. I tried to... Jamie went back today. Aw, poor Jamie. Hopefully it wasn't so bad. Hopefully. It was... I basically laid on the couch. Missy, are you hurting? Are you hurting? I don't think so. Missy and Jamie were like... They were out there. They were walking, and I was like, I'll catch up with you. I'll get there. It just takes me a little while. I'll get there. They were just like, they were just perfect. And it was like a good motivator. You know what I mean? Like, because if they weren't, I think I wouldn't have pushed myself as hard as I did. Because obviously we all know I'm not in the best shape. Okay, let's be real. So having them there was a great motivator. I you know, did a lot of things that I normally would shy away from doing because I doubt my ability to do it. So like walking up steep slopes and mountains, I actually am. I was out cold by just after 8 last night. Yeah. But I tested myself and I pushed myself, and it was nice to have them there because, you know, they were like checking, is everything okay? Will you make it? And I'm like, yes, I'm gonna make it, because I was determined to make it. So it was really cool. All right, y'all. Well, getting over the post-vacation blues. We're doing it. We're living it. Tomorrow I'm gonna finish up a few things around the house, finish up my laundry, pick out my outfit, and get ready for work on Wednesday. If you need anything from me, you know where to find me. My direct messages. Give my post a like, a share, a love. If you're watching this after the live, make sure to comment #replay. And I will be actively participating in the comments and answering any questions. If you have any questions about international travel, going to another country, or anything like that, I'm not an expert, but I did have a great experience for the most part, and I would love to share. I hope you all have a fantastic week. I really oh, wait a second. I almost forgot. I have to do a drawing for my souvenir. I said whoever joins random name generator, I would go ahead and do, oh wait, hang on, random name picker. Okay, so let's see who's on here. If you're on my live right now, Missy, I know you're here. Taylor, I know you're here. Missy, do you want a souvenir? Do you want me to send you a souvenir? Taylor, Marie. Who else do I see? Not sure. Penny O'Brien. You are here. Who else is here besides Penny, Missy, and who else is here? I can only see 3 of you. Missy, you want a souvenir? Did you? I'll put your name in it. Melissa. That's not fair. I do know that Stephanie Knowles was here. Stephanie Knowles. Tia was here. Lindy Russell, Lindy Russell was here. Who else? Who else? Tia, Missy, Penny. Oh, Susan Walker. Piper. Who else? Ginger Jansen. And Tremana was here. Tremana Kearns. Jenny Hurst was here. Jenny Former Gallagher. Now she's a Hurst because she just got married, y'all. Just got married. Okay, so I got Taylor, Penny, Stephanie, Tia, Lindy, Susan, Ginger, Tremana, and Jenny. Those are my people that joined today, and let's pick a random name. Pick. Jenny Hurst is the winner. So Jenny is going to be getting a souvenir from Ireland. I will be seeing her this Saturday, so I will just hand deliver it to her when I see her. Congratulations, Jenny. Thank you for stopping in on my live, and thank you for coming by. And I will be making sure that you get a special souvenir from Ireland. Okay, so awesome. Everybody give a shout out to Jenny and say, yay! I'm going to go ahead and take this makeup off and kind of kick back and relax a little bit. I hope you guys have a fantastic week, and if you need me, you know where to find me. I love you guys. Bye!